This day God gives me strength of high heaven, sun and moon shining, flame in my...
Welcome to our special Beacons of Light web episode. I've got a judge and a St. Vincent de Paul conference member who are here today with us to kind of share what their journey's been at St. Vincent de Paul. And although the show, we've got a list of questions that we kind of go over and kind of I told them coming into this show, a web episode, that what we wanted to do is just let the Holy Spirit take us to where we want to go. Judge, when you walked through the doors of St. Vincent de Paul 10 years ago with this concept, did you have any idea that it would have done so much for so many, and so many attorneys would come out and make a difference?
I didn't know. I didn't know, and I was not skeptical, because I just kind of left it in the Holy Spirit's category. I says, here I go. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to feed your lambs, and then I was welcomed by the nicest people, and Miss Taylor, Iris, and big old Carl. I mean, he took us over like we were his charge to make sure that everything went all right. And of course, as you well remember, we had all kinds of problems with privacy and what have you, because it happened so quickly. It was like a bolt out of the blue that I came to see you and came to see Wade shows.
You had that dream.
Well, that's right. And I said, I got to do something about this and be rather quick about it. But it's taken 10 years to get this far. The question is, how much of an impact have we had on the community, and how many children of God have resulted as a result of our little clinic that just sprung up on June the 5th, 2001.
Isn't that amazing, Judge?
Yeah.
Terry, before we went to the second segment, with the first segment, we talked a little bit, and you said, I know your age. I don't know if you tell folks your age, but I think you look great for your age. I think you look great for any age. But tell folks, if you wouldn't mind sharing that, and why at this particular point in your life, I mean, you're doing the things you want to do, and St. Vincent de Paul is something you want to do and something they should consider doing as well.
Yeah, well, when I retired, before I retired, I was like the normal person, I guess. I was busy. I had, doing this and that, and God came second. So after I retired, even though I was serving as the Eucharistic minister, like I had mentioned, it was not enough. So I needed something else to do, not to keep busy, because my wife can do that, keep me busy. But so that was what I decided on, and I participated whenever Crystal needed help, or whenever the different functions that I did, and it just I don't know, it just made me feel better, I guess. I don't know whether I was doing this to help the people or doing it to help myself, but it made me feel good, and so I just kept on doing it, and then being associated with these people at St. Vincent de Paul in our conference, which are fantastic, it's just automatically that they just feed you, and you're going to go ahead and do more, and want to do. I want to do more spiritually and physically, and then the 3 or 4 years I've been with St. Vincent de Paul, I have really felt that I have grown. Of course, being part Irish, and I do have, which is also with the peacemaker thing. I've always had a temper, and so it's helped me grow to control, to control that. And then when we got onto the peacemaker thing, it kind of really struck a note with me, but anyway, overall, and my experience with St. Vincent de Paul is really second to none as far as my participation in the whole Catholic Church, really.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
Terry.
Yeah.
Again, I thank you for being on our big show. I thank you for being on this web episode, Judge. Both of y'all done a marvelous job kind of sharing why the St. Vincent de Paul ministry is so very important. Thirst for Justice, started in 2001, has helped over several thousand people now. Every year helps several hundred, making a difference in a very powerful way. Last year, our St. Vincent de Paul conferences had over 400 volunteers and made over 2,000 home visits to people in need and distributed over $500,000 in assistance to the truly poor. So these gentlemen were critical players in both of those St. Vincent de Paul ministries. We encourage you to say, hey, I want to see the face of God. We're all searching for that. It comes to us at different points in our life. At St. Vincent de Paul and in our ministry, you can see God and you can bring God's love to the children of God, which we all are, in a very powerful way. We look forward to seeing you next week on another web episode from Beacons of Light.
Sun and moon shine.